Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about some of the top reasons people are moving to northern Utah. This video is going to be purely for northern Utah. I've done some of these videos in the past, but on this particular video, all the data is coming from conversations that I've had with folks that are moving to the state. So let's get after it right now. Welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher, a local real estate agent. On this particular video, we're talking about some of the top reasons people are moving to northern Utah. And the data is coming from conversations that I have from individuals who have decided to make the move, or maybe they haven't made the move. Whether I'm on a phone call, a Zoom call, or maybe an email, one of the #1 questions I like to ask: why are you moving to the state? So high on the list has to be the quality of life, and I find that most people who are moving to the state either have a family member that lives here or a friend that lives in the state, whether it's work-related or a friend by another means, maybe a golfing partner, or maybe they just came here for a skiing vacation. Also, under the quality of life umbrella, some people are moving here because of the weather. Yes, a true 4 seasons. There are places around the country, sometimes people are moving from an area like Phoenix, where it's extremely hot, or maybe from the north where it's extremely cold, or somewhere on the East Coast where it's very humid and they want to get out of the humidity. In northern Utah, you get a true 4 seasons: winter, summer, spring, and fall. And with the weather, when it's hot, it's not too hot. And when it's cold, it's not too cold. And then we have beautiful spring and fall temperatures. Right now we have some beautiful scenery with the leaves changing. Great time to take a drive. And we can't forget, we are in a low humidity area. So if you're used to some of those very humid climates, typically that I've noticed on the East Coast, well, in the state of Utah, our humidity level is relatively low. And let's talk about the snow. So when we do get a snowfall, typically within a day or two, the sun comes out. It melts the remaining snow on the sidewalk and the roads, and they're nice and dry. Unless you get storm after storm after storm line up, then it can change a little bit. Where in some of the northern states, it'll pack down into the roads and you have to deal with that for the whole winter. Typically, the snow plows get out there, scrape the roads, what's left. The sun comes out with the clear skies, and it melts most of the snow, or just about all the snow, until we receive another storm. And then when we talk about the extreme, the summer months, I was just talking to a man from currently living in Phoenix, and he says you have about 3 months of outdoor activities. Yes, there's about a 3-month time window where you can go outside and golf and ride your mountain bike, etc., etc. The rest of the year, it's just too hot. And while we're talking about the winter months, let's talk a little about skiing. You don't have to be an expert skier to hit the slopes. All skill levels can go and have a great time. I also want to talk a little bit about the biking community. We are a community that is dedicated to outdoor recreation, so you will find dedicated bike lanes on the roads, many roads, even in small cities. The small city that I live in, there are many streets that have a dedicated bike lane right next to the normal lane of traffic, you would call it. Also, there are plenty of places to take a bike. Between Ogden and North Salt Lake, there used to be an old rail line. Well, they put it to good use. They ripped out the old rail line. They made it a bike trail, walking trail, skateboarding, rollerblades, whatever you want. You can pretty much jump on that trail anywhere along the way between Ogden and Salt Lake City. Some people live in local neighborhoods and just ride their bike right to that particular trail, and off they go. North, south, if you want to go 500 feet, a mile, 2 miles, you can continue going right in your backyard. Another reason people are choosing northern Utah is that we have an international airport, a very nice, modern, it's just got renovated airport. The airport is home to Delta Airlines, so if you enjoy Delta flights, one of their hub stations is Salt Lake City, but we also have direct flights to many places in the United States, but we are picking up many direct flights to international countries. Let's take a look at the current list of some of the destinations you can fly to out of Salt Lake City. You can go to Amsterdam, you can go to Calgary, you can go to Cancun, you can go to London, Guadalajara, Los Cabos, you can go to Mexico City, you can go to Paris. Go to Paris for the weekend. Puerto Vallarta, you can go to Toronto, and also Vancouver. This list has been growing year after year as our population has increased. We're also in a great time zone. So if you are a remote worker and you're doing business in California or New York, we are in one of the perfect time zones. East Coast, 2 hours ahead. California, an hour behind. My wife actually works from home with a company that's on the East Coast, and she loves the idea that they are 2 hours ahead. Works out just perfect. Another reason people are choosing northern Utah is the higher education. We talk a lot about some of the great school systems for your kids, but also higher education, some great universities, University of Utah, BYU University. Up in Logan, you have Utah State University, you have Weber State University, and Utah Valley University. A whole host of degrees. The U of U is very, very well known for their medical program and also their law school. And up there in Logan, Utah, they are known for the veterinarian program and the agricultural program. Another reason that people are choosing northern Utah, we have a reasonable cost of living. Now, there are places in the United States that you will find cheaper housing, maybe lower gas prices, but overall, when you compare what our housing costs are and all the other things, electricity, gas, groceries, with the average wage that is paid in northern Utah, we stack up pretty good with most major areas. Keep in mind something though, property tax and insurance. You'll probably find them a little bit lower in the state of Utah than some other states. I recently just had a phone conversation from a man from Florida. His homeowner's insurance was $12,000 a year. That's $1,000 a month. My homeowner's insurance right now is $750 per year. Roughly $70 per month. So yes, in Florida, you can find a home for $450,000, probably with a swimming pool. Where here you may pay $550,000, $600,000 for an equivalent home. Of course, in Utah, we don't have a whole lot of homes with swimming pools. But the insurance and the property taxes are probably lower than what most people in Florida pay. Another reason, we're a friendly environment. I go to many places throughout my day. I'm always out in the streets of some city. And I'll say hello to people all day, and I always get a response. People are not afraid to have a conversation with you. I think we are very friendly and open. There's something else that I always say. We are just big enough, but we are still small enough. What I mean by that is we have big time amenities, whether it's pro sports teams, major restaurants, world-class skiing resorts, but we still have that small town feel. Go to Park City, to the ski resorts. Some of the premier ski resorts in the world, but you still get that small town feel. Another reason to choose northern Utah is our commute times are fairly reasonable. Now, I always complain about the traffic. If I'm stopped for 5 minutes and I'm complaining. But when I travel to other states, we have minor traffic compared to the state of California, Chicago, the East Coast, even Las Vegas. Also, we do have the opportunity to take light rail. Runs from Ogden all the way down to Provo. It's a great way to travel. You could take the light rail train down, and then we've got Trax trains that go throughout Salt Lake City, a great bus division to take you throughout the Salt Lake Valley. Another reason, and I think this is one of the top reasons people love living in northern Utah, is the quality of life. We have about every outdoor entertainment that I know of available right here in the state. And I'd love to know in the comments down below, is there an outdoor entertainment that we do not have? Love to know the comments. Also, we have 5 national parks. 5. And we're just around the corner from some great places, some icons of the United States. We have Yellowstone right up the road. We have the state of Montana right up the road. Some of the best fishing in the country right there in Montana. And they have very good scenery. We also have some great scenery in the state of Utah. Now, we're just down the road from Las Vegas too. So if you want to get in the car, it's only right down the road. You can have some great weekend trips just by getting in the car, spending $50, $100 in gas, go to places like Yellowstone, Las Vegas, Montana, and I'm leaving many other locations off the list. And speaking of that, just last weekend, I headed up to a place called Island Park, Idaho. Beautiful area. It's right next to Yellowstone. Actually has the longest main street in the United States. Took the UTV up there, had a great time. They have many, many trails. We also went towards the Wyoming border, rode up there, and then we rode the sand dunes. Yes, they have sand dunes in Idaho. Would you ever have thought that the state of Idaho had sand dunes? Actually, it is a secret place. Most people do not know about. But when you tell them about St. Anthony, Idaho and the sand dunes, nearly everyone that I know that has gone to St. Anthony absolutely enjoys it and says it's some of the best sand dunes you'll find on the West Coast. People come from all over, many, many states. I see license plates from Montana, Colorado, Arizona, all at the sand dunes. And last on the list, job opportunities. Most people are moving here because of job opportunities. We have many, many opportunities. The list can just go on and on, whether it's a government job, high-tech job, many other industries. There have been so many companies moving to the state, providing some well-paying jobs. It's great to see that Utah is on the map when it comes to job opportunities. So whatever your career field is, I've heard of many companies that have relocated here. I mean, just driving around in some of these areas, I see new buildings and companies popping up all over the place and growth. Just at Hill Air Force Base, I was just told the other day, they built 3 large buildings for Northrop Grumman. That's right next to the West Gate. And someone told me they are building 3 more buildings at the South Gate for Northrop Grumman. So they are expanding also. Many companies are expanding in Utah. So that's some of the reasons people are choosing the state of Utah, northern Utah to be specific. If you have any kinds of questions, by all means, reach out to me. Glad to answer anything that I can. Until next video, take care and stay safe.